I've received lots of queries or questions either through online or in personal saying, how would I become part of tourism industry, specifically inside the airport and as an intern of a specific airline? What are the things should one needed to do so that they could be in this industry too? What are the processes, the documents, the steps, and the tips that I could tell and recommend to you guys to have an internship like this? So once again, this is Hannah D and welcome back to my channel. But before I will answer your questions, I would like to say thank you to everyone who supported me for watching all of my vlogs and was part of my journey from the start. Thank you so much sa inyong lahat, guys. Maraming salamat po. And if you want to see more of my journey, my lifestyle, travels, and more, so please don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Okay, to start off, guys, my full name is hannahdensing, or in short, in the screen term, I am hannahdensing, and I am taking up BSTM at CTU, or Cebu Technological University here in Cebu. Basically, guys, I'm halfway to finishing my internship. So guys, join me as I answer your questions and share to you my internship journey as a BSTM student. Let's go! First things first, guys, before entering fourth year, we are already encouraged to make partial decisions as to where we wanted to have our internship, since CTU, guys, is mandated to have the whole year of internship. So basically, the whole fourth year talaga, guys, is needed to be complied. So since we have the freedom to choose as to where we wanted to have our internship, as long as it is credited to BSTM degree. For the requirements, the CTU mandated to prepare the MOAs, the parents' consent, the waiver, the endorsement letter, the insurance. All of those 5 requirements are very important, guys, in CTU's instructions. So all of those things are the things we needed to set up before entering the internship, because it will be needed to the company that you will be endorsing yourself. From letting our OJT chairman or dean, for OJT, OIC president, parents or guardians, and even the first party, we managed to let them sign the legal documents, because those are the documents, guys, needed to comply before entering the internship. So cabin crew, well, they do not accept interns because it needs a lot of training. Among all the airlines I've emailed with, this airline is the only airline who reached back at me. They've required us to submit a copy of resume, endorsement letter, waiver. It must be notarized. That would be the indicator pinayagan kayo ng mga magulang nyo to have that internship. And also the MOA, the Memorandum of Agreement, it must be original with notarization. And another is NBI, 2 pieces of 2x2 picture. So we forgot to notarize our MOA, guys, because of the excitement. But rest assured on that time, guys, na finallowed up namin yung MOA namin, because I'll tell you this to you guys, that MOA is very important, especially if you are entering internship, because that would be the very main requirement. That would be an agreement in you, company, the school, that both of you parties are agreed with one instructions and one goal. September 11, 2023, we're hired at Jeju Air, guys. So that is the day that we're hired at Jeju Air, kasi nakapasa na kami ng mga requirements. So Jeju Air, guys, I'll just give you a short background of Jeju Air. It's a South Korean airline based at Jeju International Airport. So the morning admin staff, that would be Miss Cheng, so let's call her Miss Cheng, release an endorsement letter for us. For our CPAS ID, guys, it is where we needed to process it because without the CPAS ID, we cannot be able to enter the premises of airport. So that CPAS ID also is very crucial because it happens na mawala mo siya, guys. So we needed to file a legal document for it, such as power of attorney, affidavit of laws, to have another CPAS ID. So it's very, very, very complicated. So be sure na hindi mo siya mawawala, guys. So September 12, 2023, our first duty started at Jeju Air as an intern. So that was the very first time we entered the airport. So our work hours, guys, is 1900s to 0300 and in 5 times a week. So we have 2 days off, and since we are in the aviation, we use the military time all the time. That is why it is 1900s to 0300. So before you could actually enter the departure area of Terminal 2 International Building, guys, you need to ride an elevator going up and enter the staff entrance. So since we are an airline staff, we need to go to the staff entrance. We do not need to enter at the passengers entrance, guys. It is a separate pathway. So right there, guys, we needed to pass by the counter area going to the scanner. So that would be the scanner. We need to place those things in a tub. We just need to put the bags, the cell phones, the shoes, the watches, and even those metal things that can trigger the scanner, and run it inside the scanner for things. Then after you run those things inside the scanner for things, then we the airline staffs, or we the airport staffs, will also undergo the human scanner just to check ha, if you brought something that you did not place in the tub. So that is also prohibited inside the airport premises, guys. Those things na hindi mo nilagay sa tub na nasa katawan mo. You know what, guys? I was really amazed and overwhelmed with the ambience inside the airport at that time, because way back when I was still a child, it was always my dream of stepping inside the airport and become a staff inside of it. And now, my dream is slowly happening. Ayan. I was really overwhelmed and very happy at that time, even until now, guys. So when we arrive at the base, so the base is where the area where all of the OJT stays before the general briefing. So Miss Cheng, guys, instructed us or told us about the rules of Jeju Air as an intern. So there are rules for interns inside Jeju Air. Of course, rules are everywhere. And there is an OJT that was asked to tour us around the airport, the area we possibly be assigned, and do our task. So we've been to first departure. So departure, it is where the PAX. So PAX, guys, is another term for passengers, where the passengers are checking in. And you know what? I've actually saw 4 islands or 4 aisle. It is the A, B, C, and D. So where the counters of different airlines located. So it could be like this, guys. Example, in aisle A, the one who will somehow rent, because all of the things, all of the places, and the areas inside the airport, guys, are all rented by all airlines. The billings inside are very heavy, guys. They were rented. Example, for aisle A, the one who will rent on that time will be Air Asia. Aisle B will be Philippine Airlines, like that. So number 2. So we've been to gates. So this is where all of the gates are located. We actually have 9 gates, guys, in international building. So that is 14A, 14B, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22A, and 22B. So 9 gates. That is also the area where all of the passengers are staying waiting for boarding. So the task we might be possibly be assigned to do in there are the BP check, the ticker, the CIQ, the docs. So guys, for the BP check, it's not guys, it's not blood pressure. It's boarding pass checking. So for this, we actually assigned to check the boarding pass of the passengers if they are in the right flight. And then next is ticker. So in ticker, guys, we have given a tally counter. So it's actually a device that you can use where you could tick it whenever you are counting people. And then it also means we have a crucial role in that part because you need to be observant, active in all of the passengers passing through the bridge, because the number of ticks you have, it must be the same with the number of people that was checked and counted in the boarding gate counter. So, and then for the CIQ, this task actually, guys, where you calling out those passengers who haven't yet on board, because a flight was given time to let all the passengers be on board. But the tendency is there are passengers that might forget time of boarding. There are really passengers, it could be they are eating, sleeping, they could not sometimes focus with the time of their boarding. For the CIQ, you need to find all of those passengers, those missing passengers. Next is the docks. So if you were assigned at docks, you are always with the agent that was also assigned with docs. So you need to manage to print the manifest and other documents related to that. And you also need to roam around the airport in all of the departments to sign those documents before the flight departure. And then next is number 3. Arrival. We've been to arrival. So this area, guys, it is where the passengers arrive from a flight here in the Philippines. So whenever there is a departing flight, there is also an arrival flight. So if you are assigned in this area, we set to do checking of their luggage tags. So if the serial number of their luggage tag is the same as with their baggage claims tab, so that is the time you could really assure that that passenger gets the same bag where he or she travels. So because sometimes, guys, if the tendency, if you did not check properly, there are cases na nakukuha nila yung hindi sa kanilang bag. So you need to check the serial number of the claims tab is the same with the luggage tag. So guys, all of those area are the designated areas that we interns are possibly be assigned and do our tasks. Correct. At the proper work operations, guys, Jeju Air has this internal briefing where all of the team leaders, the supervisors, the principals, so principals are actually the managers, will have a short meeting inside the office about the flight happening on that night. And right after that, guys, a general briefing will happen right after the internal briefing. So after the internal briefing, there will be a general briefing happening between the OJTs, the Jeju Air staffs, and also might be the managers. We were given the so-called briefing sheets. Every time the general briefing starts, we always need to have that briefing sheet because this is where you will write all of the information regarding all of the flight happening on that night. In that briefing sheet, guys, you could see all of the dates for all of the flights, and the Jeju Air has actually 3 flights. When? So the Jeju Air actually, guys, has 3 flights. So the time we enter their company, it's actually Daegu, Busan, and Incheon. So the abbreviations for that would be Daegu is TAE, and Busan is PUS, and Incheon is ICN. But there will be a time, guys, they will hold 4 flights where they will have 2 flights for Incheon, and that's making it 4. Since there are lots of people in Incheon, guys, like moving forth and back in Incheon, so there are times na dalawa talaga yung Incheon flight nila. So there will also be a time that they will remove Daegu flight because of their winter season, because, guys, marami ang snow sa Daegu. That is why the flight must be stopped. So ayun. And in the briefing sheet, you could also see the departure flight number is different from the arrival flight number. During the general briefing, they will tell the registry number of each flight, the standard time of arrival, estimated time arrival, gate, arrival pax load, arrival bags, and more. And also more stuffs in departure flight. So you would know, guys, the deeper senses of everything from the technicality and nature of things at Jeju Air.
Correct.
So the general briefing, guys, usually starts off 20 hundreds. So that is 8 p.m. sharp. Or it could be before 8, 5 minutes to 10 minutes before 8. And it usually ended 29 hundreds or 9 p.m. or 10 minutes before 9 p.m. So everyone are requested to proceed to their first deployment. Well, basically, guys, all of us interns have two deployments all night operation. So these are first is the departure. So in the departure, guys, it is where the counters located and checking in of passengers were made. So since Jeju Air is located at Island A, so all of the counters of Isle A are occupied by Jeju Air all night. So with that, all of us interns have designated areas and designated roles for each week. We have this task, two deployments, and then the next week it would be change. So we are rotated. So in departure deployment, guys, we have counters and queuing. So for counters, interns that was assigned in there will assist the agent and top serve in the counter, just like putting the tags in the passenger's hand carry bag or paste a sticker on their luggage bags, going to the x-ray machine on level 2. So as of myself, actually, I've experienced being a buddy of an agent just twice. You would actually learn the technicalities of checking in the passengers as you observe how the agent do it. Before, according to Jeju Air, interns who were designated at the counters have the chance to check in passengers. But in these days, they do not allow it for some reason. I do not know, guys, but for us right now, we are not allowed to check in passengers. So next, we have the queuing. In here, we have some parts to be assigned in this deployment. You would be assigned at the back queue. You will be welcoming passengers for Jeju Air and checking their e-ticket or booking ticket just to make sure if they are really for Jeju Air passengers. And also, you need to check if they do not have lighters. Guys, lighters are not allowed in their swamol kabang and in their kime kabang. So I have some new knowledge for you guys from Korean words. So when we say swamol kabang, it is their check-in luggage, and for their kime kabang, it is their hand carry. And also, guys, they are not allowed to bring 100 ml above liquid in their check-in baggage. But guys, those things were not just the things that are prohibited, but we are just checking the very usual things that most of the passengers are bringing during check-in. There are lots of things that must be confiscated because it will stock at level 2. So the time I was deployed by Jeju Air, guys, at operation, my very first designation or deployment is at the back queuing. It is somehow practicing to check and talk with passengers because you need to be more intact and in touch with what the job really is. Okay, so for the next deployment, it could be at the gates or arrival. So it actually depends on the admin staff, guys, where you will be having your second deployment according to the plotting of deployment in that week. We have 4 designations for gates. It could be the BP check, so that would be the boarding pass checking, the ticker, CIQ, and docs. So all of that assignments would depend on the boarding gate counter agent. If you will be assigned at the gate, so that will be your second deployment, not just whole night, you will be assigned at arrival. What I mean is that you will not be assigned arrival at the same time gates. It must be first deployment is departure and second deployment it's either arrival and gates. All of us interns, guys, will need to proceed at the arrival area before 12 midnight, since most of the arrivals actually will arrive at 12 sharp or 12:10. This is here where your job started. You need to check the passengers' luggages with the right serial number in their luggage tags and the baggage claim tab. You need to differentiate the two, guys. If they are the same, then they're good to go. But then if they are not the same, then that is not the right luggage for the passenger. For the docks, that assignment is actually somehow special because whenever you will be assigned at the docks, you will be always buddied by an agent. So whenever you will be assigned at docks, you will always accompanying by an agent, staying at the boarding gates counter, facilitating all of the documents from the start of the duty hours till the airborne flight. If you are assigned at docks, so this is whole night assignments. When we say airborne flight, it means the aircraft is in the air and already flying. When the admin at night gives the go signal of signing out, when we will be going back at the base after the operation hours, we need to sign out with our DTRs and also the attendance sheet. You cannot go out without signing those things up. That is how the job of a staff at operations in an airline goes. What I've experienced, half of it, there are still duties of a truly staff of an airline that we are not intended or we are not obliged to do because that is really for the true airline staff. So one of the tasks that I have not experienced, actually sad, I did not experience it, but I will tell you more about it. I have not experienced is being part of the arrival team. My timeline at the operations was just, quite short. 2 weeks lang yung tinagal ko sa operations, guys. Because I had a merry-go-round plot twist in my internship journey. I did apply at Jeju Air and well informed that I will be assigned at the operations with work hours of 1800s to 0300. So I did embrace it well, guys. But as I am about to embark my 3rd week at operations, there's something happened. But I will not spill it out here, guys, since this is too long to explain. I will just instead make a part to this internship journey that you will know more and you will be more updated on why I have just 2 weeks at the operations and on the 3rd week I did not. So guys, I hope I answered your questions and I've shared you something that you can gain with, especially those students who will be immersing themselves with internship. And also guys, a dearly reminder to everyone that all of the things I've shared and discussed in this video is not the generality of all of the airlines' protocol and policies. Instead, it is purely my own experience and observations during my internship. So if you have a plan to enter in the same school and also airline that I have, then this video is really for you guys and I hope you gain something. So that's all for today's video, guys. I will just gonna have part 2 of my internship journey and I hope you will stay tuned on that one. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day, everyone. Bye!